Hello everybody. Today I'm going to do a quick video on these new Truman boots that I got. I know I say I'm done all the time, but that really never ends up being true. These are my new Truman boots in a leather called Toscanello Horse Rump. I'm really happy with these. First off, when Vince originally introduced the Toscanello Horse Rump, he offered a makeup in navy, which I have, in color 85, which I also have, and then also in these. And so initially that was a crowdfunding venture. They only were able to fund the navy and then this color. So I passed on this color because I have other brown boots, and I wasn't quite sure by the pictures how easily I could integrate this pair into my rotation, and or if I could just justify it financially. Like, do I want to drop a buttload of money on these boots that I'm not totally sure about? So I passed on these, but I did go for the navy, and then when Vince did the color 85, the green ones, I jumped on those because they were so unique. But then just about a few weeks ago, Vince did a seconds sale, a factory seconds sale. So I checked out the boots that he had in my size. Normally he doesn't have anything in my size. I'm a size 9, but this time he did. I got to looking at the Toscanello Horse Rump pair, and they're really hard to photograph. It's the color of the leather is actually quite hard to describe and compare to other things. But I went back on Vince's on the Truman Boot Instagram page, and I looked up all the pictures of the Toscanello Horse Rump, and I just took screenshots of it. I really tried to examine the leather closely to kind of get a feel for the depth of the color and the shade of brown that it is, because I have other boots in a brown cap toe, so I didn't want to go ahead and duplicate anything in my collection. And I'm going to get these in the natural light so you could compare, especially against my brown Chrome Excel Vibergs I was particularly worried about. But I'll get these in the natural light outside so you can kind of get a look at exactly how this color works out. I have to say it's actually closest, if I were to compare it to any color of Alden / Grantstone / other American made boot, I'd have to say that this is probably closest to natural Chrome Excel as you're gonna get in this specific leather. And I'm gonna get these next to my natural Chrome Excel Grantstones so that you could see how they line up and compare. So anyways, I did take these traveling with me, and I tried to beat them up as best I could on the trip, and I wore them in the rain. I was actually outside in these in the rain for about 4 hours straight, so they have a really nice patina going on already. And I have to say, I'm really pleased, and I'm actually kind of confused, to be honest, why these were listed as factory seconds. I looked over the details on these, and there's a loose thread here and there, and maybe just an imperfection here and there, but I definitely would not have considered these seconds. If these came to me after I paid full price for these, I would not have had any complaints, to be perfectly honest. I know there's some people out there complain about different things being wrong with Trumans, but I have to say I can't see anything wrong with this pair. Initially when they came to me, there was just some light, it looked like some scratches maybe, but they vanished within 5 minutes of me wearing the boot. So I don't think that that's quite why they're considered seconds. I do have another idea as to why these might be considered seconds. There is some sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's some leather kind of coming up in certain areas, but it's definitely hard to notice, and it definitely in no way affects the wearability or the durability of the boots, nor aesthetically would I even consider it a flaw because it's so minor. But I'll get the camera up close so we could kind of see a little closer what we're dealing with there. These have been scuffing up beautifully. I'm loving the scuffs and the wear that these have taken on. Right here's a really good example of the scuffing that's happening. These are built on Dynite soles. Came with the leather laces. I'm in love with these, and to be perfectly honest, this is quickly became one of my favorite pairs in my entire collection. So, and that oftentimes seems to be the case. It's the pairs that I hesitate on the most that actually end up being my favorites. I don't know why that is. The pairs that I lust after the most, I get them and I love them, but I don't wear them as much. So these, just my appreciation for these has grown tremendously over a short period of time. So I'm gonna get these outside and put them up next to a couple of the other pairs of boots that I consider sort of comparable to this particular makeup, and then hopefully you can get a good idea of what the Toscanello horse rump really looks like. So anyways, without further ado. Alright, so here we are outside, and I threw these babies on just so that we could get a close-up view of these Toscanello horse rump boots by Truman Boot. And alright, let's see if I can't get up close and see where I think the defects are that made these seconds, that made these factory seconds. I believe, so right here, I don't know if you could see that, this little bit right here kind of, this little flap sort of overlaps a little bit, maybe, and then there's another one here. This stitch down typically, this piece of leather typically ends right here, so maybe this is the reason why it makes it a second, just that little flap there, that additional flap. And then on this side, oh, there's a good one, you can see it there, that little flap. Again, that's not a problem with me. I don't think that's an issue at all. But that's the only thing that I could see might make it a factory second. So then this boot, I'm trying to find it on this boot. Yeah, this boot sort of has it. So if I was really nitpicky, I could see that might be an issue, but for me, that's anything but an issue. I really don't mind that at all. So, but yeah, they're just a stunning pair of boots. I love the shade of brown. I guess if it were up to me, I'd say it's sort of an olive / chestnut brown, if that makes sense. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get these a little up close. I'm gonna get these next to the Viberg boots in brown Chrome XL. I've talked about these before, some of my favorites. And these are my Grantstone boots. Love these things. These are in natural Chrome XL. So color-wise, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, the natural Chrome XL next to the Toscanello. In my opinion, the Toscanello is very similar, but not identical to the natural Chrome XL, though being somewhat of an amateur, if somebody were to, like for instance, if I received these and they were labeled as natural Chrome XL, I wouldn't think anything was odd. I would think, oh, okay, yeah, that's what natural Chrome XL looks like. Natural Chrome XL, I've seen in certain lights it looks really light, and in certain lights it looks a lot darker. And so for that reason, I kind of feel like these are comparable. These are very comparable. Let's get that boot up there. So natural Chrome XL is just going to be a little lighter, but for the most part, I think that they're mostly the same color. And then over here, let's get these next to the Vibergs. This pair was my main pair of concern. Obviously, we got stitched down welts, we have cap toes, you know, we have unstructured toe going on here, and they're both brown colored, but as you can see, the Viberg boots here have a lot more of a reddish tone going on, whereas these have more of a, like I said before, an olive / chestnut tone going on. And not to mention the shape of the last is just completely different. But that aside, yeah, the the color is really different from pair to pair. So that's one reason why I said, okay, the color's different enough that that could be justified. I was really worried that the Trumans would have been way too close to the Vibergs, but thankfully I'm able to justify yet another pair of boots in my collection. So anyways, this has been my review slash overview of the Truman boots in Toscanello horse rump. Again, these are a discontinued leather, and actually Vince said that he won't be running any more horse rump makeups in the future. So unfortunately, this pair in particular, you might not see these on the website for quite some time. You know, things could always change. Vince is always trying to get new leathers going on, but this leather might not make its appearance for quite a while, if not ever again. So anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this. I appreciate it. I am on Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, you can check out how these babies age over time. My username's AeroSurferLV. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.